This is a certified hood classic.
What's good, fam, man? We switching it up, man. We switching it up. Man, look, y'all, I know we got to bring back the individual videos over on the channel as well. We do a lot of episodes and they ain't going nowhere. We doing a lot of cartoons. They ain't going nowhere. We still got Invincible. We still got South Park. We still got all this stuff. But one thing that I've been missing over on the channel just for y'all has been King of the Hill, bro. I've been missing King of the Hill, man. And you know, I just said, you know what? Today we are getting ready to do a King of the Hill video. Now, this is not a traditional King of the Hill video, and it's not an episode, but this is adult Bobby Hill design revealed for King of the Hill, man, by my boy Johnny 2. You know, it's Johnny 2. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that other name right, so I don't say it out loud so y'all can hear it. But y'all can go over to the Patreon. Maybe I'll pronounce it there. You square. But you ain't got no hair, boy. Up there. Boy, you're a freak. Let's get started.
We have officially gotten a glimpse at our first character design from the King of the Hill.
Look at Bobby, boy. Get your nugget. He still got the stitches. That nigga grown, boy. You still look like a bitch.
We have officially gotten a glimpse at our first character design from the King of the Hill reboot/sequel series.
Damn, this is official though, bro. That's crazy.
The Omen Transcend 14 packs a powerful punch in a lightweight body.
I don't give a damn!
And it is none other than Bobby Hill himself. Voice actress Grey DeLisle shared this photo of a portrait of Bobby as a chef, seemingly from a cast and crew event for the upcoming revival. There's also...
So she can't do the voice again, can she? Or is she going to do the voice and they just going to make it deeper? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, he a grown-ass man now. So I don't know, like, what y'all think?
A pretty long chef's bio for Bobby, and sort of a strange look at what seems to be an older version of Nancy Gribble. On top of this, the fact that Grey DeLisle has seemingly been cast in the revival herself is also news, so there is plenty to speculate about. Let's just dive into it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so as you may know,
I don't like that. Bobby right there is a pervert. That Bobby right there is a tattoo artist pervert.
Previously made a video about adult Bobby Hill after Pamela Adlin's comments about the upcoming reboot, which confirmed that Bobby would be 21 years old and that he'd be a fusion chef working in Dallas. I sort of thought that at this young age, it would be unlikely that Bobby was already a full-on chef of a restaurant, but it looks like this is confirmation that he is in fact the main chef at this restaurant. It might even be his restaurant. This frame...
Heath, man, that boy ain't right. That boy got right, bro. That's what's up, man.
Portrait of Bobby is basically emulating an about the chef bio you might find in a nicer restaurant, and though it's filled with a lot of references to stuff from the original run, it's also got some pretty great morsels of info for us to speculate about.
No, that man got some morsels on his damn face.
Including reasons why Hank might not approve of Bobby's chosen career path. So let's dive into it. I'm really excited to talk about this. About the chef. Chef Bobby Hill has loved food his whole life. From weeknights around the dinner table eating his mom's spaghetti and meatballs, to overindulging in lutefisk at church potlucks, to celebrations with family and friends at Luli's cafeteria. Food.
Now look at this. It does have, it's like Easter eggs in the video game, bruh. I like that.
And the people it's enjoyed with are the foundation for his best memories. So this is all of those aforementioned original series reference points, the first being from the episode Peggy's Fanfare. It's actually really funny to me that Bobby would want his mom's spaghetti and meatballs to be mentioned in his bio.
Well, spaghetti is a lot like spaghetti.
I would actually not be shocked if this was something that Peggy heavily influenced in Bobby including in the bio. They also reference the episode Revenge of the Lutefisk, where Bobby ate all of Reverend Stroop's dish that she brought for the church congregation, which then led to the church being burned down in a big roundabout way. And then there's also just a general reference to Luli's cafeteria, a common location seen in a handful of episodes of King of the Hill, which is based on the actual restaurant Luby's. Okay.
I didn't even know that, but yeah, Bobby been the shit. And I like the fact that over the years, they've been building him up being a chef, bro. Like this episode where he was like, He basically won the whole competition for them, bro.
This next part, though, this is the juicy stuff. In fact, his career as a robota chef was inspired by his most cherished memory of all, weekends spent grilling with his dad. Okay, this is good stuff. Nice. Obviously, the original series literally ended with Hank and Bobby grilling together, and this implies that they continued to grill together through Bobby's teenage years, which really makes this last line of the original run hit even better all these years later.
Well, Dad, it looks like this is the last one.
Oh, you're just getting started, Bobby. You'll be grilling your whole life.
just like you.
However, the more interesting thing here is...
I've never seen that last episode, by the way, so that was a spoiler like a bitch, but it's all good.
Alongside the invocation of that time he spent grilling with his dad is the type of cooking his fusion restaurant will be doing, robata. Now get this, robata is a Japanese method of cooking, not unlike barbecue, where food is cooked over hot charcoal.
You brought charcoal into our house.
This is genius. What an amazing way to cause conflict between Hank and Bobby's ways of life. Hank is such a good dad, he certainly has to be proud of Bobby, but the use of charcoal instead of propane has to feel like a betrayal. Unless they're considering going a route where Bobby insists on using propane instead of the traditional charcoal for the robata style cooking, it seems like Hank is going to have incredibly frustrating mixed emotions over his son's incredible success. And I think the other aspects of the cuisine will affect this as well. But before we get there, the bio continues. A self-taught chef and one of the youngest contestants on King of the Grill, Chef Hill believes good food can solve any problem. Okay, so we also now know that one of the ways Bobby gained notoriety as a young chef was through something called King of the Grill, which I imagine is some kind of a Master Chef style competition series.
Which is dope.
And it makes a ton of sense that this is how Bobby might have stood out in the cooking world. Aside from his impressive cooking skills, Bobby is very much a performer. His two biggest interests in life were comedy and cooking. And so I expect that his personality as a performer really shined through on television. And this
I can believe that. I like to see that. I would love to see. I'm actually interested in this reboot, bro. If I can get that shit on the channel, I'm going to do it. But if not, we'll definitely be doing it over on the Patreon for sure. You can bet that. The first episode that comes out, we're going to be recording it,
likely gained him attention and a following. We actually also know the title of the first 2 episodes of the upcoming season thanks to an IMDb listing, the first one being Return of the King. Obviously this is metatextual, but maybe it's also referencing Bobby returning to cooking through his restaurant since he was previously the King of the Grill. The second episode is called The Beer Story. Sounds like King of the Hill. It will be interesting to see if Bobby still has any of his desires to be a comedian or a performer outside of his work as a chef, especially having earned his chef's hat at such a young age. Sometimes success at a younger age can make you feel sort of pigeonholed into that career, and I really hope we see some of his comedic interests shine through that. Also, I think this probably means we'll see some flashbacks to the King of the Grill competition, which means we'll see younger Bobby at least a little bit. Okay, back to the bio. He draws on the influences of his childhood by combining classic Texas dishes with flavors from around the world. With Robata Shane, Chef Hill hopes to honor the art of Japanese robata and the German heritage of the Texas Hill Country while pushing culinary boundaries through his innovative fusion dishes. Okay, so this is actually something I
don't like this
about
nigga
in my
right here.
Video when we learned that Bobby would be a fusion chef, but I think that this so perfectly illustrates sort of the most important core aspect of King of the Hill, and that is the struggle and process of Hank and Bobby trying to understand one another, particularly how Hank initially struggles to see Bobby's perspectives until he finds some kind of underlying integrity in whatever it is he failed to understand initially. This is like
I haven't seen some of these episodes now. I've never seen him with a dummy, bro.
Age-old formula for a good Hank and Bobby episode. And the idea that Bobby is fusing some of Hank's most beloved types of meals, classic Texas dishes, with flavors from around the world, this really couldn't be more perfect in terms of challenging Hank's worldview. It's quite literally Bobby fusing things Hank loves with things Hank doesn't really understand.
And this is just Bobby too. Here, the dope part about all this, my bad, I apologize. There was something serious going on over here. But the dope part about it is this is just Bobby and Hank's relationship. We ain't talked about, I don't know if Luann will be back because it's tough to see her voiced by somebody else. I don't know. But it would be very interesting, you know, Peggy, obviously, other people. Who else had passed away? Somebody else didn't. I hope it wasn't Dale, bro.
Hank might struggle to understand, which literally describes Bobby. He is someone that Hank loves who does things that Hank struggles to get. Honestly, I cannot overstate how impressed I am with the writers for just this general concept. It grows perfectly from where the series left off and so beautifully encapsulates the most important themes of the original series. And that is the end of the bio. And even though this was a prop for the cast/crew party, it definitely seems to contain important in-universe info and feels like what we might see on the wall of Bobby's restaurant. Okay, so let's also take a quick look at this weird negative character sheet for what I believe is an older character model for Nancy Gribble. If you mess with the color, it's a bit clearer, but it's pretty good looking design, and I'm really excited to see what the rest of the cast looks like.
She don't look bad. She don't look that bad though. You know, she would look about as much as I would expect her to look. Still pretty, but just older, bro.
And that brings us to the person behind this entire image release or leak or whatever it is, Gray Delisle. Gray is an amazing voice actress, maybe most famously.
What? You never she did all of that.
Vicky from Fairly OddParents, Azula in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and literally countless other credits. But Gray did not have a regular role in the original King of the Hill, meaning that she is likely playing a new character in the revival. So I have a couple thoughts on what this could be. One, Pamela Adlon mentioned in her previous comments about the revival that Bobby would be navigating a relationship. I think it is definitely possible that Gray is playing Bobby's new partner. Bobby's restaurant is in Dallas, so maybe this is more of a city girl than Hank and Peggy are used to, which could cause some friction within the Hill family. I think that's a pretty good bet and a pretty good fit for the ideas we might see in King of the Hill as a revival.
This gonna be lit.
Two, maybe Luann's daughter, Gracie. We know the series is aging up the characters about 9 years, and it remains to be seen what they'll be doing with Luann and Lucky, whose voice actors Brittany Murphy and Tom Petty have sadly passed since the show ended. I really hope that regardless of what they choose with those characters, that their daughter Gracie will be a part of the show. If they choose not to recast Luann or Lucky and write them out of the show somehow, Gracie could give those characters some kind of a presence in the series. I maintain that if they write out Luann and Lucky, having Gracie move in with the Hills would be a great parallel back to the original pilot where Luann moves in with the Hills. I also think adding an additional...
But then this time, Bobby is the older brother figure instead of the younger brother figure, which would be dope,
generational divide with a generation underneath Bobby would really lend to the core ideas and themes that King of the Hill explores. Put Bobby in Hank's shoes a bit, where he fails to understand the generation coming up behind him. And maybe they could also include Hank's younger brother, Good Hank, to reinforce this even more. 3, maybe Gray is playing Luann herself. Delisle is an incredibly versatile voice actress. I'm not sure if she's ever done a performance quite like Luann before, but if they opted to recast the role after Murphy, a pro with a massive vocal range like Gray would be a really good option. I think that also begs the additional question of retire or recast. We mentioned Luann and Lucky, but Dale Gribble's voice actor Johnny Hardwick also passed away recently. After
that's who I was thinking about. Damn. Shit. Okay. Now I'm really interested to see what they're gonna do, bro. I think they could. I don't know. I don't know if I want to hear another Dale, bro.
Allegedly recording a few episodes of the revival. While it hurts to think about some of these performers being replaced, I do think the more I think about it, the more I'd maybe like to see replacement VAs come in, especially since they started writing the revival expecting to be able to use Dale. He is such a major part of the show and a huge source for comedy. I certainly would prefer to see a recast to them using like AI to recreate any of these voices, like so many of you seem to be suggesting in my comments. For the love of God, stop suggesting.
You know what? That is interesting, bro. I don't know if I like it, but I don't know if I dislike it. Because if they're writing the script and then they got his voice, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope because it's like you start doing it with one and then could they possibly recast everybody? Would it be the same? Would the AI capture the essence of him? I don't know, bro. I don't know.
We deserve better. Hire a real actor. And then the last question that is still unanswered is, when the heck is this revival going to air? Previously, the rumor was that it would be early 2025. I think 2025 is still likely. This event seems to have been some kind of celebration or wrap party for the cast and crew of the new series. Pamela Adlon previously said that they were in the middle of the second season of the revival. Before you comment about it, yes, animation takes a long time. They're often deep into the second season before the first is finished animating. I think with them likely getting close to wrapping up production on the second set of 10 episodes, it can't be too long before those first 10 air. My best guess is like spring 2025, maybe early summer. I could see them rolling King of the Hill into Futurama for a sort of long summer of adult animation over on Hulu. Hulu is
man, that's kind of dope. Hulu doing some shit now,
definitely trying to be the sort of primary destination for adult animated comedies. It will be really interesting to see if this revival does does well enough for them to order 20 more episodes like they did with Futurama, but I have to admit, I'm actually a little more excited for this revival than I was Futurama, primarily because they're actually aging up and moving the characters into a new stage of life.
Right. The Futurama, I wasn't that excited about. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. I've watched some of the Futurama episodes, and I got them over on the Patreon, and then we're still gonna be we're still doing more Futurama episodes, but like, I'm not super excited about Futurama. Like, it was my least favorite cartoon over on the Patreon. Now, granted, I did really like catching up a little bit, seeing some of the older episodes. I wouldn't mind doing Samurai Jack, though. You know what I'm saying? Oh, like, honestly, wouldn't mind doing that, bro.
Makes it feel like a real sequel and doesn't eliminate the excellent ending of the original series. But we will see. Stay tuned, because I do expect that more info about the King of the Hill reboot will probably be dropping like any minute now. I hope. Peace.
I stay mellow watching
Look at ass. All I heard was Johnny. I'm like, bitch. Don't worry about it. But look, y'all, I don't know. I need to understand y'all's thought behind it, bro. Like, what do y'all think behind it? Because, I mean, one, I can't wait. I can't wait to see it, because it's gonna be dope. I think it's gonna be dope. I wonder if I can get it on the channel. Disney got a tight grip around this shit, but I don't know, with it, I guess Disney owns it. But if Hulu is doing a reboot, does that mean, does Disney own the old? I hope it could be like Disney owns the copyright of it, maybe. Hulu was putting it out, but then it would seem like if Disney owned it, it would definitely be getting put out on Disney Plus. But I would hate to see it on Disney Plus. Ugh. Disney Plus. Ugh. But yeah, anyways, hopefully Hulu owns it and shit like that, or somebody like that, where we could do it on the channel. But I don't know. If not, it will definitely be on the Patreon. But y'all, let me know what you think. What are you excited about? Are you excited about Bobby being older? Are you excited about Hank being older? Do y'all want it to start off where it last was, you know, kind of a continuance, or do y'all like the time skip? Me personally, I like the time skip. I'm interested to see what's going on. I'm interested to see how long this series can run. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a second, because I mean, I feel like the time skip after this, nigga, Bobby gonna be Hank. You know what I'm saying? So Hank gonna be dead type shit. So I wonder if Cotton's gonna be dead. That's a lot. So y'all, let me know what you think, bro, and I will see y'all in the next video.